So I've been thinking a lot about the role of an editor and how it's been changing and where it's been, because at one point they weren't even editors, they were cutters manually snipping apart the films to reorder them. And now we've had editors that have gone from manually cutting it to being on a computer. Because before the switch to technology, the big hunk of their job was actually just manually splitting the screen. So adding in the tracks and the sound effects and all of these other visual things that our movies have now, this is a whole new world. So in the way it pertains to today, with people talking about AI making things faster and helping out with this editing part of the film industry, they used to have to wait weeks for the dissolves to come back around. Now, Martin Scorsese, with the head editor of George Lucas's wife, Marcia, they had too much on their plate. They had a really strict deadline and they bit off more than they could chew, so they brought in a third party named Thelma Schoonmaker. Thelma actually met Scorsese on a 6-week course of filmmaking at NYU. From there, they became longtime collaborators, working on quite a few movies together. And it was actually her partnership with Scorsese on Raging Bull that got her first Academy Award after finding no work in the 70s due to union regulations. Basically, the Editors Guild required everybody to spend an X amount of years, like 3 to 5 years, as an apprentice on a movie doing XYZ, all of these stipulations, and she had never gotten that. So her exact quote on this was, "And I just couldn't see why I, who had been a full editor and been nominated for an Academy Award for her work on the 1969 Woodstock, should suddenly have become an apprentice." And of course, they couldn't see the sense of why I, who had never been in the union over all of these years and never paid my dues and never served my time, should be allowed as an editor. It was understandable from both sides. It was just insane. She fully acknowledged that the Editors Guild had no idea of her previous work, so why would they let her in? It's just her saying, I should be let in. So what? Now, as an editor, she saw herself as the mediator between the director's vision and the audience's expectation, and I think that's just a beautiful way to think about the role itself. Now, her work on Taxi Driver from '76 is not just for its fast-paced editing, but it was because she used that fragmented shot in order to show his deteriorating mental state. Because the edit itself would reveal his disjointed state. You just got to go on that plummet with him. Now, continuing to work with Scorsese all the way into the 90s on Goodfellas, she was known for how nothing ever felt the same throughout the entire film. Every shot had emotion behind it. It was fast-paced. It was just well edited. There's a million words to say it, but that's what it is. With freeze frame moments that look like photos and that voiceover synchronization, it just scratches the right itch in your brain. Now, in 2017, Thelma was asked what she thinks about women versus men as editors, and really her answer was that women are better collaborators and she's seen too many egotistical arguments. But this is actually part 4 on my 6-part series of women editors over history, so make sure you check out those other parts on my page. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. But despite working on quite a few films at this time in the 80s, no, 70s? Yes.